Everyone says Windows ME was the worst Windows ever. But what if I told you it had hidden features, performance tweaks, and advanced tools most people never used? Today, we're doing the ultimate advanced guide to an OS everyone loves to hate. Windows ME, or Millennium Edition, launched in 2000 as an operating system purely for home users. It was the last Windows built on top of MS-DOS, just like Windows 98, but Microsoft tried to hide all the old school stuff and make everything automated. The goal was simplicity, but that came with a price. So what advanced features did it actually have? First up, Windows ME introduced System Restore for the very first time. This feature constantly monitored your system files and settings, creating checkpoints. If a bad driver or software installation broke your computer, you could roll it back to a time when it worked. But here's the catch advanced users quickly discovered. It ran all the time in the background, eating up a ton of CPU and disk space. To boost performance, power users would either disable it completely or limit how much space it could use. Next, Windows ME introduced aggressive system file protection. This meant that core operating system files were locked down, preventing them from being deleted or replaced, even by an administrator. For beginners, this was great because it stopped them from accidentally breaking Windows. But for modders, gamers, and power users, it was a nightmare. This strict protection was a major reason why many older drivers and custom software simply failed to work, contributing to its reputation for being buggy. So how did anyone make it run well? Advanced users had a whole list of tricks to speed it up. The biggest one was diving into the system configuration and disabling unnecessary background services. Besides tweaking System Restore, they would trim down the list of programs that ran at startup, switch back to the classic Windows theme instead of the new colorful one, and turn off all the visual animations. With these changes, you could make Windows ME feel almost as snappy as the much-loved Windows 98. But the biggest fight for power users was the DOS controversy. Microsoft tried to officially remove real mode DOS access, meaning you couldn't just reboot into a pure DOS environment anymore. This was a huge blow to gamers who relied on it for classic games and technicians who used it for system utilities. Of course, the community fought back. Advanced users quickly figured out workarounds using special boot disks, hidden commands, and registry edits to regain that low-level access. This single decision made Windows ME extremely unpopular with the tech-savvy crowd. So why did it crash so much? Honestly, the biggest problem wasn't always Windows ME itself, it was the drivers. The OS was rushed to market, and hardware manufacturers hadn't created stable drivers for it yet. If you were running it on brand new hardware with flaky, first-generation drivers, you were guaranteed a blue screen. But here's the secret. On the right, specific hardware with mature drivers. Some systems actually ran Windows ME just fine. And despite all the hate, ME did have some real improvements people forget. It had much better plug-and-play support for USB devices, faster boot times than Windows 98, and new multimedia tools like Windows Movie Maker. In many ways, it was a public test run for features that would be perfected in Windows XP. So Windows ME wasn't great, but it wasn't useless either. It was a flawed transitional OS with some surprisingly forward-thinking ideas buried under a mountain of problems. What do you think? Would you ever try using Windows ME today just for fun? Let me know in the comments, and follow for more advanced retro tech breakdowns. Thanks for watching.